Hello, everyone. It is March 16th, 2020. Welcome to another edition of Mondays with Manny. My name is Manny Rodriguez, your host, and this live cast is all about discussing common problems in organizations that organizations face and how to deal with them using the science of human behavior, or business science, as we like to call it at Business Science Magazine. Special thanks to Business Science Magazine for always sponsoring Mondays with Manny, as well as 305 Publishing and the OBM Alliance, and of course, my teammates at Bueno Ventures. I'll be taking questions from the live audience at the end following the presentation. Typically, Mondays with Manny is only about 20-30 minutes in length. And however, the Q&A portion won't be recorded as the 20-30 minutes will be. We'll be posting that on YouTube and socializing it through social media as we do every week. But the Q&A, that's special for those who attend us live. So thank you for those who are here live with me on this Mondays with Manny, and looking forward to those Q&A at the end. Today's topic, I decided, would be around being proactive and preventative. This is about taking the leadership responsibility and accountability of being proactive versus preventative. Now, where this topic comes from my experience, is in the world of safety and health, and that there is no substitution really for being proactive and preventative, meaning it is the best course of action when it comes to the safety and health of employees and customers alike. Now, in today's world, we are dealing with a pandemic, right? The coronavirus is spreading like crazy. It's in everybody's discussion topic. Every organization's talking about it. It's in the news every day, every hour. It's becoming a bit of a problem. And what you're seeing, as well as I'm seeing, is the number of organizations that are taking proactive and preventative measures to ensure that their customers and employees are safe. Just in my email box alone today, I got messages from my local bank, from my online bank, from Expedia because of upcoming travel, from professional conferences, universities, all over, organizations, for-profit, nonprofit, government, private sector. They're all taking preventative and proactive measures to ensure that people are safe and people are taking this as serious as possible. One of the things around proactive and being preventative is around giving employees, customers alike, tips for being safe every day. What I do every morning since all of this was going on is to make sure that I'm well informed of what are kind of the safety and health preventative measures that one can take to be safe, myself as well as my kids and my family. And I found some great resources that I'll put online as well in this Mondays with Manny from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, where they talk about various different tips that you can do, recommended strategies for employers to use for their employees to stay well and stay safe. I'm just going to highlight a couple of them here, but I'll post a website soon right here on the link here with Mondays with Manny. But according to the CDC, right, recommended strategies for employers to use are actively encouraging sick employees to stay home, separate sick employees from well employees, emphasize staying home when sick, respiratory etiquette and hand hygiene by all employees. So emphasize staying home when you're sick and using respiratory etiquette and hand hygiene by all employees. And here's another one, last one, perform routine environmental cleaning. So all of these are great preventative measures for keeping well employees well, but also proactive measures or preventive measures for sick employees to not get even sicker. These kind of tips the CDC has been reporting on for a number of days and weeks now. You're seeing them all over the news. And one of the things I really appreciate that is it's giving the employers of the world, the organizations of the world, to really tangible, proactive, preventative measures, very practical tips to help employees stay well. And that's the name of the safety and health game, really. No matter if it's a pandemic like we're dealing with coronavirus, or years ago when we were dealing with swine flu and some other ones like that, being preventative and being proactive is the name of the safety game. So With regards to coronavirus, I'm no expert with coronavirus. There are those that are in the media that are experts in this, and I would highly encourage each and every one of you to log online, go on your local newscast, listen to the radio. Just be well informed, right? Be well informed. Take these proactive measures, these preventative measures to heart, and do what you have to do to keep yourself, your family, your fellow employees, and your customers alike all health and safety. Now, with regards to safety, I wanted to kind of turn attention a little bit to the world of behavioral science and what behavioral scientists talk about with regards to safety, not necessarily with a pandemic like the coronavirus, but safety and health in general. And there was two resources I just could not help but bring to you here in Mondays with Manny, two resources that I find very valuable when it comes to safety and health in general. The first one is by Dr. Judy Agnew and Dr. Aubrey Daniels called Safe by Accident. Safe by Accident. I'll, of course, provide the link for you to go purchase it. My ethics are in check. I get no benefits from this financially. It's just really good reading material. Safe by Accident by Judy Agnew and Aubrey Daniels. And the subtitle is Take the Luck Out of Safety, Leadership Practices That Build a Sustainable Safety Culture. And one of the elements, one of the chapters in this book that I really appreciated was how they really talked about behavior from the standpoint of safety and the effective role that consequences and antecedents play in the role of safety. Um, and in turn, what they talked about was these management practices, 7 safety practices that typically waste time and money because they're just not adequate enough to really prevent or be proactive in managing safety and health. And so I'm just going to call them out, call attention to them, and just encourage you all to read this book. The details, the stories, the case examples are just superb. But the 7 management practices, safety practices that just simply waste time and money, according to Judy Agnew and Dr. Aubrey Daniels, are focusing on lagging indicators. And if you're not familiar with lagging indicators, I'd highly recommend you do some Googling, right? There's a great deal of literature on the role of lagging indicators, but they're essentially the end result of the organization. But focusing on lagging indicators is simply a waste of time and money because it's not going to give you the data that you need to be proactive and preventative. Second is injury-based incentive programs. Again, injury-based incentive programs are basically saying reward when you have no injuries. But that's a waste of time and money because it's not being proactive or preventative in terms of reinforcing or rewarding safe behaviors. And that's what the authors call attention to. Practice number 3 that wastes time and money is awareness training. Awareness does not ensure behavior happens, right? There's nothing proactive or preventative about just focusing on awareness. What the authors call attention to is focus on skill development and the application of those skills on the job. Practice number 4, safety signage. If you're like me, you go to any hospital, any manufacturing facility, any construction site, you're going to see safety signs all over the place. However, it's kind of a waste of time and money, according to these authors. And what they're really suggesting is focus on people doing safe work behavior. So, again, being proactive and preventative. Number 5, punishing people who make mistakes. So when you make a mistake, you don't want people to be afraid of making mistakes. They need to learn from those mistakes. Again, it's trying to be proactive and preventative for the future. And that's the whole topic of today's Mondays with Manny. How do we become proactive and preventative when it comes to the safety and health game? So in this respect, they're talking about punishing people who make mistakes. That's a waste of time and money. Focus on learning from mistakes and then reinforcing those who make good decisions. Number 6, misunderstanding near misses. Now, near misses is a very specific term in the world of safety and health. I encourage you to Google that as well. But near misses is all about being proactive and preventative with regards to something almost happened or could have been worse if different conditions happen. But misunderstanding near misses is really a waste of time and money. Near misses are a good thing. It means that something almost happened but now we can learn from it and prevent it from really getting worse in the future. So near miss reporting in the world of safety and health is really important, and we don't want to misunderstand or misrepresent them or abuse them either, right? We want to reinforce near misses. And then practice number 7, thinking that checklists change behavior. Checklists are just a tool, right? They're just a guide, but they don't change behavior. It's what happens as a result of using the checklist or not using the checklist that will change behavior, the consequences to the behavior itself. So these authors really did a nice job illustrating these 7 safety practices that waste time and money. And of course, they talk about other things around effective safety leadership that relate to those. So, Saved by Accident, Judy Agnew, Aubrey Daniels. Great book, great read, all around the theme around being preventative and proactive with regards to safety. So that leads me to my second suggested literature from a good colleague and friend of mine, Dr. Tim Ludwig. And the title of the book is "What Are You Effing Stupid?" Question mark, exclamation point, question mark. Dysfunctional practices that kill your safety culture and what to do about them. So that's Dr. Tim Ludwig, also known as the Safety Doc, safetydoc.com. There's his website. Again, ethics are in check. I get no proceeds or anything benefit from that other than a nice thank you from Tim every once in a while. But Tim's a solid guy, solid practitioner, solid professional. And this book, What Are You Effing Stupid? Dysfunctional Practices That Kill Your Safety Culture and What to Do About Them Instead. One of the things, again, related to the theme of being proactive and preventative, I thought that was super helpful is a couple of sections here in his book. He talks about fear, and he talks about how organizations that have fear as the basis for their safety program or their safety culture is really a bad idea, right? It's dysfunctional. It doesn't serve the right function. And so just a couple of examples of things that he brings into the picture here that relate to the opposite of being proactive and preventative. So the first one, dysfunctional practice that I enjoyed reading was blaming, right? Blaming the employees. And he talks about here, workers are too often blamed for incidents in our incident investigations, as well as other processes such as behavior-based safety. The root cause of human error blames the worker. This is a dysfunctional practice, blaming, right? Talks about when workers are seen as a root cause, we over rely on exhortations like training, coaching, and instructions. Exhortations direct behavior, but they don't motivate behavior. And the last one I like is if the real reasons that caused the incident remain untouched, the risk will be repeated over again and by anyone engaging in that task. So again, it's this whole notion of blaming really is the opposite of being proactive or preventative. And the last one I wanted to mention from the book that I really enjoyed was the dysfunctional practice of managing through fear. When we manage through fear, people are doing a lot of avoidance behavior. They're escaping and avoidance things that they really shouldn't. We see this time and time again with regards to safety and health. We also see this in general in businesses as well. So we want to be more proactive. We want to be more preventative. So here's just what Dr. Tim Ludwig talks about with regards to this dysfunctional practice of managing through fear. So, for example, he says, fear around hazards keeps us alert and primed for emergency. Fear makes us more aware of our behaviors and in tune with potential severe consequences. Unfortunately, this fear of hazards habituates across time and does not maintain safety behavior. Love this book. He also talks about, of course, what to do about them instead. And I am overly simplifying it, of course, but I'm suggesting to you that what to do about things instead with regards to safety and health is to be proactive and preventative. Now, with regards to just kind of full circle with this Mondays with Manny, I wanted to touch base on the fact that we are dealing with a significant situation with coronavirus. Organizations far and wide are taking proactive and preventative measures to make sure that more people don't get harmed or sick or worse from this disease. And one of the things that I would like to encourage you, I'm going to put the websites on here on the screen as well as on the links below Mondays with Manny, this recording, to the CDC, to the World Health Organization, to make sure that at a minimum you have access, you click on the links, get the information you need for yourself, for your fellow employees, for your organization as a whole, and of course your customers. Make sure people are well informed. But again, don't stop at awareness, right? That's one of the dysfunctional practices. Don't stop with awareness. Awareness training is not enough. You have to take proactive and preventative measures to make sure people are safe and healthy at all times, especially during times like we are in today. So that's it, folks. That's it for Mondays with Manny. The quick recap: this is all about being proactive and preventative from a safety and health standpoint in a critical juncture in our life right now with coronavirus. And the two business science, behavioral science books that I highly recommend with regards to safety and health in general is Safe by Accident by Dr. Judy Agnew and Dr. Aubrey Daniels, and what are you effing stupid dysfunctional practices that kill your safety culture and what to do instead by Dr. Tim Ludwig. There's the two books, folks. Enjoy those readings. I highly recommend them. The links to access how to purchase them will be via Amazon, will be there with Mondays with Manny. And with that said, we're going to go to the live Q&A with those who have joined me today. And for those that are watching the recording, thank you for watching. Really appreciate your time. Please be safe, be kind to others, and we will see you at another Mondays with Manny.